Good morning, good afternoon, or good evening, wherever you're tuning in from around the globe. Peace, blessings, financial freedom. Peace, blessings, financial freedom. Peace, blessings, financial freedom. Welcome to the Trillion Dollar Tickers broadcast. I'm your host, Matt Riches. The markets are closed today. No macro news, no earning catalysts. Instead of regular charting how we do on the weekends, I decided to try something new. So today we're going to use the Level Up Algo, and we're just going to let the algo scan all the companies. We're going to go to the weekly level, the daily level, and if necessary, the 4-hour level. We're going to let the algo talk. This show is for education and entertainment only. Always do your own research, but you can use this show as a foundation. Let's get into the mantra. I deserve to be healthy. I deserve to be happy. I deserve the wealth that I'm building for me and my family. Riches and freedom, they come to our hands. I am the master of all I command. My learning is limitless. My earnings are too. The more I discover, the more I can do. The stock market is a machine of design, and I have the power to make that wealth mine. I am capable. I am skilled. I am bold. Blessings on the journey as the vision unfolds. So yesterday we did NVIDIA, Google, Apple, Microsoft, Amazon. Today we're going to start out with TSM, AVGO, Meta, Tesla, BRK.B. Then we'll go to SPX, SPYI, the NAS 100, QQQ, Dow Jones, gold, silver, copper, Bitcoin, IBIT, Ethereum, BMNR, AMD, Palantir, Robinhood. Then we'll go through all the sectors, and then we'll go through all the ETFs that we like to cover on our show. All right. Give me 1 second before we get started here. Let me just finish setting this up. All right, here we go. All right, let's start it out. TSM. Let's turn on the algo, and let's see what we got, folks. Let's start on the weekly. On the weekly, the last signal we had was back here, May of 2025. Wow. Had you bought this buy signal, you would have, especially because this is a weekly, you probably would have bought a leap. You would have bought it at 195, and right now it's at 370. Wow. Yeah, we gotta look at these bigger time frames sooner, y'all. That is incredible. That is incredible. Man, oh man. Alright. As you can see, with this algo, after it hits all three take profits, it actually gives you another entry. So this is not the first entry. The first entry would have been at the top of this candle here. So phenomenal call by the algo. All right, let's check out the daily, see if we have anything closer. Okay, so the last buy we had was at 355. And then it hit it hit all three take profits, which would have been a $23 move. So shout out to Algo, man. That is incredible. Incredible. Let's see if we have any more recent signal. Let's see. Oh, okay. We had a buy signal here on Friday at 9 a.m. with the entry being 370. So, yeah, I think you're good on the entry. This is a fresh 4-hour signal entry, y'all, on TSM at 370, with the first target being 374, second 378, third 382. All right, let's check out AVGO. Let's go to the weekly. Let's see what we got. AVGO had a buy on a weekly back in April. So you would have bought at 203. and this thing ran all the way up $200 to 417. Phenomenal call by the algo, y'all. Sheesh. Yeah, we definitely got to get back. You definitely got to put the algo on these bigger time frames so we can catch these moves, y'all. All right, let's check out the daily. They had a call here on February 9th. This was the entry, 343. Did not work out on this call. It actually ended up hitting the stop loss a week later. So it did not work out on the daily. Let's check out AVGO. Let's check out the 4 hours, see if we have a more recent signal. We did have a signal here in the pre-market. So I prefer my signals to be when the market is open. Alright, so yeah. Nothing on AVGO. The weekly was great, but the daily was off. Alright, next, let's check out Meta on the weekly. Looks like Meta got faked out when it gapped up on earnings. Alright, so that's no good. Check out the daily. Meta on the daily. The last signal we had was February 4th. The entry was 668. It did hit TP1 and TP2. That would have been a $40 move to the downside. Alright. Check out the 4 hours, see if we have a more recent signal. Did have a buy here on Friday. A strong buy at 660. So if you like this, the first take profit will be 681 with the stop loss of 638. But remember, on the daily, we are still in a sell. So just remember that. All right, Tesla. Let's check out Tesla on the weekly. Tesla on the weekly. You had a buy here, but it definitely pulled back. You would have got clapped out the first before it ran up. So no good on that one. All right, Tesla on the daily. You had a buy here at 428. It did hit take profit 1, so that would have been an $8 move. But if you try to hold on for longer, you would have got clapped out. But you would have hit TP1. All right, so let's check out the 4 hours, see if we have anything more recent. We had a sell signal here. This was an aftermarket close at 1 p.m. So you wouldn't have been able to get into it until the next day, which you would have actually got a better entry. And then, yeah, hit all 3 take profits. So that's what we have for Tesla. Next, BRK.B. Let's go on the weekly. See what we got. We had a buy signal here, August 2025. It did not hit TP1. All right, let's check out the daily. We had a buy here February 2nd, entry 487. It did hit TP1, TP2, and came a couple dollars from TP3. So that was a good call on the algo. Let's see if we have any more recent signals. They did have a sell here on February 9th. It hit TP1. It took a few days. Took about a week before it hit TP1, but it did hit TP1. All right, next, let's check out some of our other tickers we like to look at on the show. Let's check out SPX, y'all. SPX. Let's see. On the weekly, we had a buy here, May 2025. 2025, when it was at 5,900, and it ran to 7,000. So that would have been a tremendous call, yo. All right, let's check out the daily. Look like it just been chopping since October. It's just been chopping, y'all. So, you know, it don't work when it's chopping like that. That's crazy. That's really crazy, y'all. Look. This is the daily chart. And it's been doing nothing but, oh shoot. It's been staying in this area between 6,493 and the all-time high. Just been staying in that area. Especially even from right here, from December. It's just been chopping all day. So a lot of sideways motion on SPX, y'all. All right, let's check out SPY. SPY on the weekly. You got a call May 2025, 594. The thing ran up to 697, y'all. Wonderful call by the Algo. Next, let's check out the daily. On the daily, we had a sell here, but next day, stop loss. So it got faked out on February 5th. Let's see if we have any more recent signals. We had a strong buy here on Friday. Entry being 688.57. Take profit is 695.41. Stop loss is 681, y'all. So yeah, we got a strong buy. Let's check out the daily again. So the daily was in a sell, but as you can see, it is beyond the stop loss. So this is gonna flip on Monday. This is gonna flip to a buy because it just closed. So yeah, SPY looking good on Monday as far as the Algo shows. Next, the NAS 100. Let's see. We had a buy here in May. What? May of 2023. Oh my God. We haven't had a sell signal on the NAS 100 since April of 2022, y'all. We had a buy signal on 2023. Now, it did pull back crazy right here, the Trump tariffs, but wow, that's pretty crazy, y'all. Oh, I was on a monthly chart. Excuse me. I was on the wrong chart, y'all. I was on the wrong time frame. I went to the monthly. No wonder I went to 2023. But it's still valid information. All right, next weekly chart, sell signal. Nope, didn't work out. Daily chart, we had a sell signal here, February 3rd. It ended up hitting TP1 and came very, very close to TP2. All right, let's see if we have any more recent signals on the NAS 100. We had a buy on Wednesday, but it got faked out. All right, next, QQQ. Check out the weekly. QQQ had a sell on the weekly that got faked out, so you would have got faked out on that. All right, check out the daily. The daily, we had a sell here on February 3rd. Entry 616. Hit take profit. Hit TP1 the next day at 603. That was a $13 move. All right, let's see if we have any more recent signals. We had a strong buy here on Friday at 5 a.m. Okay, so the entry was 609.36 on a 4-hour. It was a very strong day on Friday. And take profit is a $10 move. It's going to be 619. Stop loss, 599. All right, let's check out the Dow Jones. Pam Bondi's favorite indice. All right, we got a buy signal here, May 2025 at 42,300, and that thing ran all the way to 50,000. Wonderful call on the weekly chart. Check out the daily, see if we have some more recent calls. We had a daily call in November, so this would have been the first entry. So hit all three take profits on the first entry. This will be the second entry. And then hit the first take profit. It came very close to the second take profit. Nice call. Nice call. Be up 851 ticks. All right, let's see if we have a more recent signal here. We did have a strong sell here on Thursday, February 12th, but it did not hit TP1. It's just been chopping around the entry. All right, next, the Dow Jones ETF. We had a buy signal here on the weekly, May 2025 at 426. The thing ran all the way to 500. Check out the daily. The daily, we had a buy here, November 2025. The entry would have been 474. It ran all the way to 505. This is the second entry here at 487. Check out the 4-hour. 4-hour, same thing. We had a strong sell here, but it's just been chopping around the entry. All right, let's go to gold. How we looking on the weekly? Wow, gold, we had a buy here January 2025. Oh my God, 2,800. And this thing ran all the way to 5,100, y'all. It did have some consolidation for a few months. For about 6 months right here. But after that, that thing took off again. All right, let's check out the daily, see what we got. On the daily, we had a sell here on Friday, January 30th. Entry at 48.95. It did end up going down to 4,400, which would have been like a $400 move, but it did not hit take profit 1. So if you were holding on, you are in the red. But if you took it because you move $400, then you good. Sometimes it be like that. All right, let's see. On a 4-hour, we had a buy here on Wednesday, February 18th, 5,017. It did touch the stop loss, but it did not close under. So if you held, you hit TP1 and you are headed to TP2 on gold, y'all. All right. The gold mini, same thing. You had a wonderful call here at $53. It ran to 109. Check out the daily. You had a sell here. Oh, no, we had a buy here. You had a buy here. I got faked out on that one though. Let's check out the 4 hour. On the 4 hour, we had a buy here on Friday at $100.26. It's headed toward TP1 at 102. TP2 is 103. TP4 is 104. Stop loss is 98. Silver on the weekly. Silver, we had a sell here on the week of January 26th. Had a sell at 75. It ended up going down to 65. So it was a $10 move, but it got nowhere near TP1. Next, we have the daily. You had a sell here on Friday, January 30th. We did get a closed signal here, but it did not hit TP1, and now it is back at the entry. Next, we had a buy here on Friday. Let's see what we got. We had a buy here on Friday at 76.60. Take profit 79, 81, and 83. Stop loss is 74. All right. Actually, we don't need to do the weekly anymore. We could just do the daily. Daily, you get a sell signal here. You got faked out. You would have got stopped out. Check out the 4 hour. Got a buy signal at 9 a.m. on Friday at 89.12. Take profit is 90, 92, 94. Stop loss is 87. AMD. Yeah, I got a lot of tickers to do, so we're not going to do the weekly no more. All right, so we had a sell here. Wow, we had a sell here on Friday, January 30th, a few days before earnings, and that thing gapped down on earnings. Wow, that would have been a phenomenal play because you would have got in at 236, and then it gapped down, and then it went down that day to 199. That would have been a $30 move. Shout out to the Algo for that call, man. Let's see if we got any more recent call. We had a call, but it was at 1 a.m. I don't like it. All right, Bitcoin on the daily. Let's see what we got. We had a strong sell signal here. Tuesday, January 20th. The entry was 88,343, and that thing went all the way to 60,000. Ooh, phenomenal call. You see, we even got a second entry on here. Phenomenal call by the Algo, y'all. Phenomenal call. Damn. All right, next, let's check out the 4 hour, see if we got anything. We had a strong buy here, but it got faked out. All right, IBIT. Let's check out the daily. IBIT, we had a sell same day as regular Bitcoin. Entry would have been 50.68. That thing fell all the way to 35. So this is the second entry. That was a $15 move. Yeah. So the second entry is red, but the first entry caught a $15 move. All right. Oh, actually, let's check out IBIT on the 4 hour, see if we got anything. Nah, it's just been chopping for the past week. All right, Ethereum. Ethereum, you know, when Bitcoin fall, Ethereum gonna fall too. So the entry would have been 2,900. That thing fell all the way to 1,700. That's a phenomenal call, y'all. And as you can see, it's just been chopping, so we're not even going to go to the 4 hour. BMNR, we had a call here Monday, the 26th of January. Felt some pressure for a couple days, and then that thing fell. The entry would have been 27, and it fell to 17, $10 move. Nice. Felt a little pressure for a couple days, and then that thing fell. And it's just been chopping after that. Palantir had a strong sell the last day of the year, 2025. You felt some pressure for about a week, and then that thing fell, bounced, and fell again. So this is definitely, so the initial entry was 178.19, and it fell to 126. That thing fell $50 from this call. Phenomenal call. All right, let's check out the 4 hours, see what we got. Any new calls? We had a strong buy, 1 a.m., but it hit take profit, but the market was closed, so we ain't gonna count that. All right, Robinhood. Let's see what we got. Robinhood, we had a sell on December 12th. It chopped until it chopped for about a month, and then after that, it fell tremendously. So the initial entry was 119, and that thing fell to $70. Phenomenal call. $50 move right there. $50 move, y'all. $50 move. More recently, on a 4 hour, February 10th, we had a sell here. We had a sell here. And it did hit TP1. So, here we are. Alright. Let's check out some of our other tickers we like to look at. How long we been on, y'all? 27 minutes. Give me a second. Let me drink this coffee. I gotta prepare for this workout. Give me a second, good people. You know, we've been giving y'all a lot of good signals. So give me a second. I gotta add this beets powder to this coffee, y'all. If you ain't tried it, this is natural pre-workout. Coffee, beets powder, creatine for my creatine takers. There's a lot of good studies on creatine, y'all. A lot of good studies. Definitely ChatGPT that thing. And I'm gonna take some honey too. Yeah, give me about 60 seconds, y'all. If you got time. If not, I understand. Oh yeah. Let me get away from the mic with the stir. There we go. Alright. Yeah, just down it, man. Just down the whole thing, you feel me? You want to get some energy for your workout? Just down the whole cup of coffee. If it's mixed with creatine and beets powder, take you a scoop of that good Manuka honey. So how you turned up. Be about 10 seconds, y'all. About 10 seconds. All right. Appreciate y'all for waiting. I should have said you can fast forward this 60 seconds before I start drinking. I'm gonna do that next time. Just so if y'all listening later, you'll know to just fast forward for about 60 seconds. Maybe 90 seconds. I don't know. But anyway, IWM. This is the Russell 2000. Let's see. We had a strong sell here. It ended up getting faked out. It got clapped out. So next, let's check out the 4 hour. We did have a strong buy. It didn't close underneath the stop loss, but it's just been chopping. So yeah, this is all chop right here. Ever since, for the past month, it ain't been doing much. All right, next, SPYM. So this is gonna be the same thing as SPY, actually. Let's see. We had a sell here, got faked out. Should have a buy here. On the 4 hour. Yeah, we got a buy Friday at 5 a.m. 81.02 is the entry. 81.82 for take profit 1. 80.23 for the stop loss. QQQM. Let's check out the daily first. We had a sell here on February 3rd. Hit TP1. Came back to the entry. Hit TP1 again. Almost hit TP2. And now it's around TP1. So there we are. We had a strong buy here in the pre-market on Friday. Entry is 250.87. Stop loss 246.75. TP1 255. SPYG, my favorite ETF, the largest position in my portfolio. We had a buy here on Wednesday, February 18th in the pre-market. Felt some pressure, touched the stop loss, touched it again, and now it's headed back to the upside. You know, you're not really trading no ETF like this, though. All right. Let's see. SOXQ, the low-cost semiconductor ETF. You had a buy here on February 9th. We hit TP1 3 days later. Touched the stop loss, and now we back toward the entry. All right, TQQQs. Let's see what we got. You had a sell here February 3rd. Hit TP1. Came back to the entry, hit TP1 again. SOXL. You had a buy here February 11th. Felt some pressure. Oh, it actually hit the stop loss the next day. No good on that one. SOXX. Had a buy signal here. Hit the stop loss the next day. That thing got faked out, y'all. Even algos get faked out, just like humans. Why? Because humans made the algo. All right, next. XLG. We had a sell signal here, February 5th, and it got faked out. Hit the stop loss the next day. No good on that one. Let's see, we got any new signals on a 4-hour? Nope, no good. Remember that, XLG, no good on the signals. The thing got faked out twice. Quick. All right, Dan Ives 30. We had a sell signal here on Friday, January 30th. The entry would have been 32.22. And that thing fell all the way to 29. So that would have been good money. It did have a second entry here, but the second entry got faked out. This is all chopped in this area anyway. Alright, SPYI. We got on the daily, y'all. Had a sell on the daily, and that thing got faked out the next day. QQQI. We had a sell on February 4th. It hit TP1, came back, got stopped out. But if you took profit, this would not be a stop out. Currently, let's see, in the 4-hour, do we got anything? We had a sell signal, but we got a close signal here on Friday. So close the sell, y'all. All right. I think that's good for today, y'all. Let me know in the chat, in the comments, how y'all like the Level Up Algo idea to just let the algo work. Just let the algo work, y'all. Oh yeah, what was that one ticker? SNPS. Synopsis. SNPS, y'all. Let's check it out. What does the algo say? On the weekly, the most recent signal we had was a sell February 2nd. But it's actually in the red on the weekly. So let's go to the daily, see if we got a buy signal. We had a sell here on January 29th. Hit TP1, TP2. Now it's back around TP1. Check out the 4-hour. We had a buy on Wednesday. It touched the stop loss, but it did not. And now it's back around the entry. So it looks like the all-time high on Synopsis is 651. Current price 439. Let's see what kind of discount that is. 32% off all-time highs. That's a good discount. Does got this huge gap down. It gapped down on earnings September 25. It's been trying to come up, but it got in the gap, but sold off. Yeah. All right. That's it for today, y'all. We'll be back tomorrow with the market open. We'll be back in the pre-market. So when the market is open, I also give breaking news, all the news that has to do with our trading dollar tickers and levels. All right, so tune in tomorrow in the pre-market. We'll be live. Appreciate y'all for tuning in. Shout out to everybody on YouTube Live and Facebook Live. Peace, blessings, financial freedom. Peace, blessings, financial freedom. Peace, blessings, financial freedom.